Well, this is soybeans,
This is corn.
and they're covered in pesticides and other sorts of things to enhance the growth of the plants. So you have a better plant, engineered to be better. So, but the compounds on the outside are toxic, so we're developing a way to try to use them as a fuel and to prevent them from being toxic to people.
Our research is tied to the power plant's use of the biomass products. The co-firing of the boilers with the boat hulls and the Oakdale campus's new gasifier they're designing right now. Our job is to help them get data that we can use, that they can use to tune their boilers.
This is what our packet of biomass really looks like. And we put it in here. We have a valve up here so not too much heat escapes when we're opening it to drop it in. The biomass comes down into here. We've got temperature sensors on both sides of this so we can see the temperature gradient when it goes through here. And then while it's gasifying, it's in here and it just sits there. Nothing exciting happens. It turns a little red. Like there's no like explosions or anything. And all the smoke that comes off of it goes through the tube. We take it into an ice bath so it doesn't hurt our sensors because it's so hot. And just goes through this variety of sensors that we have, and which we all record at once on an Excel sheet that we can go through later.
You would sort of from the outside think, well, you know, if I'm burning coal, burning any sort of biomass is automatically better, right? Because the coal is coming out of the ground, it's a fossil fuel, and so anything I burn should be an improvement. Even though that might actually be true from a practical perspective, it hasn't been tested. And so there's very strong and direct environmental protection issues that say, well, you've never tested that this material is not going to produce something hazardous or toxic. And so you have to go through a lot of testing, permitting, working with them to work out, okay, how much am I going to test burn for how long, and then measure the output, show that it's not dangerous, show that it's not causing anything harmful. And it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of money, actually. But when you figure out how much power, if I burn them all, right, how much power I'd be able to produce, I could produce all the power for this campus. There's enough. I could not produce enough power for Cedar Rapids, for all of Cedar Rapids, purely on oat hulls. If I look at how much seed corn there is, right, and even corn stover, I can easily produce enough power for Cedar Rapids and the rest of Iowa from seed corn and corn stover, because there's a lot of material.
All of the seed corn that isn't bought for the local farmers is waste, and you have to bury it in the ground as toxic waste. And this is, you know, not good for the environment. It's not good for the money that we're spending or not spending. It needs to have something better done with it. And so what we're working on is trying to find a safe way to gasify it, and a practical and safe way to gasify it so that it could be used as a resource instead of just wasted.